When we talk about Japa Yoga, we see that sound production plays an important part. What is this sound production? It is simply the generation of sound through us. So we see different animals and we see ourselves. The difference between them and us is we communicate through words and they communicate through sound. So to understand mantra chanting or japa effectively, it's very important to understand sound production. What is the difference in expression? So when we produce any sound, it is either because of nearness of two words or two objects, not words. You see any object in the world, when two objects which are in motion come close to each other, there is a sound produced. There is a sound produced if one object is in motion and second object is dormant. In that case also there is a sound produced, and we also see the sound produced when there is separation of two objects. So sound production we see in the nature happening in three phases. One, when two objects in motion come together, they produce a sound. When one is in movement and second is constant, they produce a sound. And third, when there is separation of two objects, there is a sound. So when we look at ourselves, when we see how there is sound production through humans, we see that the sound production is because of one object in motion, that is the tongue, and rest the area of the mouth, the part of the mouth which is steady. So the sound production happens because of the tongue which is in motion, and it touches 5 different aspects of the mouth, of the throat, which produces a sound. So primarily in mantra, we see the production of sound through one object which is in motion, that is the tongue, and second is the structure of the mouth itself. Wherever the tongue can touch, it produces a sound. Right? Can you give me examples of these two? The first case where two objects are in motion.
Any object?
Any object. Yes, wonderful. When there is a clap of the hand, there is a sound. And the example for the third?
I think maybe if you hit something,
a
drum.
Yes,
a drum.
When there is a stick and a drum. The stick is in constant motion and the drum is where it is. It's not in motion, it's dormant. And the third example?
When you tear something.
Absolutely. When there is a tearing of any object, we see a sound when there is separation.
And I with the harmonium? The movement of the harmonium maybe also?
Yes. So, out of these sound productions, the last one, where there is a tearing sound, that's not used by us. There is only one sound in Sanskrit, the sound of ra, which is vibhagatma. We see the sound of ra is the sound when there is separation. So this is the only alphabet in the entire Sanskrit, Devanagari, Hindi, any language that you see, which originates from here. Apart from this, the rest we see originate because of the touch of tongue in different aspects or different areas. So which are these areas? First is known as the kantha or the throat. The throat produces a sound. The sound which the throat produces has all ka related sound. So if we try to see, we see ka, kha, ga, gha and ga. throat nasal sound. All of these come from the throat. So first area out of the total places where the tongue reaches is the throat, because the tongue, the base of the tongue starts from the throat itself. So first point of origination of sound would be the throat. Now second point of origination after the throat, can you tell me where all the tongue touches? Now it has come up.
A little here on the top.
Yes, near the epiglottis. Yes. We see the touch of the tongue first at the roof of the mouth. So when you throw the tongue from the back to the front, like L or L sound. Why we are understanding this? Because each mantra is going to have these sounds, and when we try to chant the mantra, we should know from which area the sound should come, which part of the mouth it should touch. So N, D, all of these are the tongue being thrown forward by touching the roof of the mouth. So we see cerebrum or talu or talavya. Here we will see sounds like ta, ta, touching. When you say ta, try to chant ta, ta, ta. You see the tongue will move up. So ta, tha, da, dha, na. All of these involve the tongue hitting the roof, and then the sound is created. Hard sounds. How are these known as? Hard sounds. This is the hardest sound out of the entire palate, the mouth that we see. If it's not visible, I will try
How to write these letters?
Need not write. I will give you a print tomorrow. This is for it is the class. Whatever we study, I will try to give you the notes.
Okay.
This is just for you to have a demonstration and understand. Yes. So cerebrum would be ta. Repeat after me. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. Throw the tongue. Before we chant, we are just preparing the mouth for different sounds.
Even ana.
Na. Yes. Will be moving forward. Now, after the kantha, that is the throat, and cerebrum, that is the roof of the mouth, we come to the front portion where the tongue is the major movement and it touches very slightly. So, cha, cha, the cheeks come together with the tongue. So, cha, cha, ja, ja, na. One more time. Cha, ja, 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 correct. Cha, ja, ja as in jar, ja, ja, her sound, ja, ja, nasal ja, ja from the nose, ja, nya, nya. All of these involve the front portion, major portion of the tongue. Cha, cha, ja, ja, nya. So, the sound is produced with every inhale and exhale. If you observe, the mantra is based on the inhalation and exhalation. So, cha will have inhale, cha will have cha plus exhale, the ha sound. Cha, cha, ja, ja, na. Therefore, we say we practice pranayam when we are practicing the mantras. Take a minute just to sync with these three. First was the throat, cerebrum, tongue and palate, Then we see the dentals, teeth. When the tongue now hits the teeth from within. The fourth situation we have where the tongue hits the teeth from within. What is this situation? Dental or teeth. It will involve ta. See, ta. There was one ta. There is one ta. Very subtle. Ta. Tha. The, as in English the. Dha. Na. Ta. Tha. Da. Dha. Na. So, when you look at European languages, they are based on this dental principle. Ta, tha, da, dha, na. More light sounds. When we look at the Oriental languages, they are on the former, kantha and the mundha together. Yes, we will try to chant this again. We saw a few things, just a quick recap. We talked about sound production. How does sound be produced? Can anyone share with me? What is the science? Yes.
That comes close to each other in motion.
Yes, when two objects which are in motion, they come together, they produce a sound. Then second?
When we hit the drum, maybe, there's one object still and one is in motion.
Yes, one object is in stillness, second is in motion. That is the time we produce a sound. And?
Third is when two objects are separated or go away from
Yes, when there is separation of any object, there is a sound in the world. So when we talk about mantra chanting, what kind of sound do we see is produced here?
When one is in motion and one is dormant.
Yes, when one of the object is in motion. Which object is in motion?
The
The tongue. And what is dormant or what is still? The entire part of the mouth. So the mouth as an organ is still and tongue as an organ is in movement, in motion. And that is the reason we are able to produce words. In case of animals, they don't have an object which is in motion, so only sound is produced. So although they have the tongue, it's not for the formation of words. But for us, we are able to produce these words. Now, we see that the tongue hits 5 areas in the mouth to produce the sound. And that's how we are preparing today ourselves with the sound so that we can begin with mantra chanting to understand the exact root of sound production. How is sound produced? In that we saw kantha or throat is the first place, pehla sthan, first place where the sound is produced. And this is the base of the tongue. So even if the tongue is not much in motion here, it's still able to throw the sound out. So ka, kha, ga, gha and da. All of these sounds. Or nasal ga you call it. Those who cannot pronounce, nasal ga and the sound of ga from the nose is used. Yes, ga. Then we saw the cerebrum. What was from the cerebrum? Cha. Repeat after me. Cha. Cha. Ja. Dha. Cerebrum. Ta. Tha. Da. Dha. Na. Na where we throw the tongue out. Then after the cerebrum we see the tongue palate. What was with the tongue? Cha. Cha. Ja. Cha. And nya. Na and nya sound. Nya, where only tongue is involved. Then we saw the dental sound. Ta. Tha. Da. Dha. Na. Then
Which na is this?
Na
No,
as in
Because
nadi ka na.
we did na in cerebrum also.
There are 5 na product, 5 types of na. So tomorrow when I have a handout for you, today whatever we study, when you have the handout, you will have it with you.
This is but normal na.
This is normal na which is used, as in when you say not. Yes.
No.
And the previous one na was not. Not. That not. And not. It's a more nasal, it's more heavy, and na is more light. So from the dental, then we move on to the last sound production. What is the last one? When the tongue hits the labials, the lips. So what kind of sound we have here? Pa. First is pa. Pa, as in when we say papa or pa. Pa. The sound of pa with the sound of f. Pa. Exhalation. Pa with exhalation becomes pa. So sound of F comes from this pa with exhalation. F is not different. It's just pa plus exhalation. So pa, pa, ba, pa, ma. One more time. Pa, pa, ba, pa, ma. These are the labials. So why did we study this? Because usually the mantras are structured in such a way where the sound comes from the throat and you end it with ma. Namami. What is the intention of saying namami or nama? Yes. Whatever is the mantra, usually where is it going to end?
Nama.
At the labials. Either it is going to be a hakara or aha, saha. The ha sound, exhalation or the labials. Every mantra, every shloka is going to end at these two. So you don't end a shloka when you inhale. Always with the exhalation only the shloka or mantra will end. And it will usually, not always, but in most of the cases you will have these sounds which are the sounds of this being the most prominent. Being the most prominent. Like Om. How do you end the sound of Om? With the Makara. This Makara or the energy of the, I would say, labials is the Brahmari Pranayama. You can do the Brahmari with all these sounds.
Where do you normally have where do you normally put the tongue in the
Lips.
lips? Okay.
So tongue is where it is, but there is still a slight touch of the tongue with the lips from within. So, if you don't touch the lips, the sound will be but if you have the lips, it will be So each time you say you're supposed to have the touch of the tongue with the lips outside. Only then that makara or om chanting is correct.
I think I was habitual to put it up, but just to relax the jaw. Because when you do that continuously, like maybe like in Brahmari or not the Brahma, the meditation, then I feel here it gets tense. So I used to put it up just to relax the jaw.
You can do it in Nada Brahma, but specifically when it comes to mantra, the touch is required.
Okay.
We are just studying this from the mantric perspective. You know, from when we talk about mantra specifically, the mantra will not be complete unless we follow these rules of sound production. And the mantra, as we will see now, has several parts. I will tell you which are those parts. But for now, is there some understanding of what we discussed here? That is the sound production. So most of the mantras are going to have the sound of ma in the end. And ma is symbolic of liberation.
And it always ends with an exhalation.
Exhalation.
Always.
Yes. Any mantra, you'll always see the exhalation. Visarga.
The raw thing you said, the
Ra. Rev. Yes.
rave. Why is that the sound of separation, and what was that vibhara? You said something.
These are technical terms, like when we talk about two objects coming together, we call them sayogatmak dhvani. The technical term is sayog, is two objects coming together. Dhvani, sayogatmak dhvani. Sayog, two people coming together or two objects coming together, two people talking to each other, producing a sound. Sayogatmak. And when we talk about ra, the technical term in Sanskrit is vibhagatmak dhvani.
But why raw?
R, you try to say, you tear a cloth and you listen to the sound. And when you try to imitate this sound, it's the sound of R.
Sometimes it's just a screeching voice, but not very raw.
What did you just say? Screeching. Means what is happening? If we take this to be the direction of the sound, which is from the throat to the labials, what is the tongue doing? Screeching sound when you are saying R. R. It's in separation. There is a strong separation from all parts of the mouth. Whenever you say R.
I can't
R.
say it.
That's
I
the
can't, no, because we're not used to it. So that's why.
Absolutely. That's the reason we are having this exercise today, so that you are able to chant correctly. We are training the mouth, the palate for these sounds. So the screeching that you see or separation is
Is that difference from namaha and namaho? Because some people say namaho instead of namaha.
namo. That is namo, O sound.
Okay.
But it has to be namaha. So namo namaha. Whenever a sentence ends, we see this visarga, ha sound. But if there is namo said, which means something is to be followed. Namo what? Namo namaha.
Okay.
Namo Shivaya.
I'll try to.
Because we have not reached neither exhalation nor we have reached the labials. That means there is something to be followed.
There could be even one more type of sound, right? I mean, it doesn't come in any five of this. It's the ha sound only.
Why? Ha is exhalation.
But
Ha we will have ha also.
It did not come
Sha,
in.
sa, ha. These are also, we will see those, but primarily in mantras we are taking these five. So when we talk about sha, sha sound.
Sha.
Sha. Sha is having the akar, that is throat. And what is it having? Sha is Ushmana. So usually tomorrow we study about Ushmana, heat generating, because some mantras there is a prohibition. Some mantras we are not allowed to chant. Why we are not allowed to chant? Because the word or the alphabets we use are heat producing. Like when you say Sha, what are you doing? Heat is producing. When you are saying Ha, the body heat is being thrown out.
Like they're not using much of the mouth. It's just
They use exhalation.
yeah.
Ra also falls in that category,
Okay.
where it is vibhava. So slowly as we move forward, we will also be introduced to the sounds of sa, sha, ha, ya, ra, la. La you cannot say anywhere. But what will be the la sound? Dental.
Yeah.
La. So when we study those also tomorrow, they will fall in this category. But just their separation is, they are energy, high energy based in sound production. Like they are heat generated.
Even lo. Lo is sounds sweet.
Sha, sa, ha.
Sha, sa.
So we call it shashasar. And the ya, ra, va and la, they are also antastha, like labials.
That's how they are even placed in the Barakhadi. The placement is also
The placement we are seeing as per Sanskrit in Devanagari.
okay.
In the Barakhadi that you see in Hindi or Marathi also, these are used
Similar,
sounds. Yes. When you say va, what is the sound? Dental sound. So ya, ra, va and la. All of these are also dentals, but today they are not a part of our study. Our part of study are just the core sounds. Okay, quickly we will move on to the last part today. Today we are going to chant the mantra Om for 11 times with the understanding of all of this towards the end of the session. because it's the sound of creation. And we are about to begin something. We are about to have some origination through us. So we will be seeing the mantra Om. Now, from the sound production, we move to the next leg, that is the mantra. What is the meaning of mantra? Mananat trayati iti mantra. The one which protects the mind is mantra. Protects the mind from what? From being distracted, from being lost in a loop. So, when we talk about a mantra, the tra, when you say trayambakam or wherever tra you see, it will always mean to protect or save. All the mantras where you see this tra used, shlokas, mantras, it will mean mana, protect what? My mind. From what my mind has to be protected? From being invested in the world. Why invested in the world? Or wasted in the world? Mind will have objects in the world. So, is this life for me to observe myself, or is this life for me to observe the world? Because I have a very short lifespan. So, the intention is to observe my own self with the help of the world as a mirror, not to observe the world. So, protect my mind from not making this error. What error? Of wasting this life in observing the world. The idea is to observe oneself with the help of the world. And there is a huge difference between the two. So this is the perspective of the mind. I use the world as a mirror to know more about myself. Like I say, if somebody out there is making me angry, which means that person is telling me there is anger in me. So I get to know more about myself as I interact with any object in the world. So mantra, protect the mind from being what? Invested or wasted in the world. Protect it, save it, bring it back to me again and again. And how does it happen? By repeating or by repetition. When I am chanting a mantra, I am very sure I am not doing anything else. When I am chanting a mantra, I am very sure the mind is with me. And what I want my mind to be with me. If I am physically here, I don't want the mind to be traveling somewhere. I want it to be with me. And that is the gift of the mantra. Mantra will usually have 6 parts. First, every mantra has a rishi. Rishi means the seer who attained liberation through the mantra. Rishi or the seer who attained what? Liberation, moksha with the help of the mantra. If any mantra is not going to have the end destination as moksha, that mantra will not be found. So only the mantras or repetitive sounds that led to the goal, that is realization, liberation, are used. So every rishi will have a seer. That means every mantra will have a rishi as the seer, which means that person reached the goal of liberation with the help of the mantra. After the seer, each mantra will have the bij known as the seed. Each mantra will have a kilaka, that is a lock. What is a lock on a mantra? Until you chant it for a certain number of times, it will not be activated. What is the lock? Each mantra has a certain numerical value up till which you have to repeat it. After you complete that repetition, then the mantra is revealed to you. And how it is revealed? In the form of a shape or a form. Shape or a form. Because sound has the energy of producing shapes and forms. If I say food, the word itself, you will be able to see the food. So, making use of this energy of the sound to see what? To see the truth of life. What is this whole picture? I am just able to see myself, a part of this universe. What is the possible way to have the experience of the entire universe at one time in the same place without having to travel anywhere. This is the shape of the mantra. It will be too much for today. Just understand this. We will add 2 more aspects to this mantra. Kilaka is understood. Lok for each mantra. Lok is nothing but number of times.
Like 108.
108 will not be for everyone. Each mantra, some may have maybe 1 million at times. So after you chant 1 million, then the effect of the mantra is released. Therefore you see some people having siddhi. What are siddhis? Certain exceptional abilities or yogic powers. So the mantra becomes a siddha or complete. Siddha simply means perfect or completion. The meaning of siddha is perfect or completion in Sanskrit.
Wow.
So the mantra becomes perfected or completed when you chant it for a certain number of times. Why? Because we are in Kali Yuga. The mantra should not be misused. Therefore, there is a lock on the mantra. I feel like doing mantra chanting today. I started chanting. 2 days later, I lost the interest in the mantra. The energy should not affect my body in a negative way. One, if I am not a serious seeker. And second, the mantra energy should not be diluted in itself. Therefore, until there is seriousness in the practice, where one seeker chants one mantra for repetitions many times, the energy of the mantra is not revealed. And how do you know how many times? From the Guru. Therefore, you have the Guru Diksha. Every mantra, your Guru is going to give you the Diksha, initiate you into a certain mantra. So, Guru is initiating. You must have heard this term initiation so many times. What is true initiation? True initiation is when the Guru gives you a mantra which will take you to liberation with the number of times. If the Guru gives you a number of times, that means aapka kaam ho gaya. That means whatever Guru had to give you, Guru gave you in the form of mantra. There is nothing left for you to ask the Guru nor the Guru to give.
So this is given at the end when all the studies and all is done, then mantra is given.
When you study with any Guru for a long time, one Guru for a long time, the Guru naturally feels, I should give all my knowledge to this student. Or this student is very dedicated, so I should give that secret to this student which will help the student attain moksha or release the karmic bondages faster. What do mantras do? Whatever is going to happen in life, they speed it up. So gati milti hai, good and bad, both ends. Quickly, you start getting released from different karmic bondages. We will continue for tomorrow. Today we will chant the mantra Om for 11 times with correct understanding of the sound production. Yes. You have the Shunya Mudra, or simply touch the index finger with the thumb. Take 3 breaths to settle. Only when you feel steady and comfortable, gently close your eyes. Inhale. Feel it in the temples, the third eye. Feel the vibration of Om like a lightning throughout the body. Observe its effect on the body and mind as you bring your palms together at the heart center. In Namaste Mudra, gently bow down. Thank your gurus, teachers. Thank yourself for this practice. When you're ready, gently lift your head up. Open your eyes. Look down towards the floor first. Wait here for a minute. Extend your eyes. Namaste. Hari Om.